Hello and welcome everybody to the arcade. This is John here today, and I'm going to be bringing you some Napoleon Total War. Total War is one of my favorite game franchises, and this is one of my favorite games. I thought it would fit perfectly on the channel and be a great way to open up our new segment, the arcade. Salvo and I have talked about it, and we plan on playing video games, maybe bringing in some of our other buddies. And there's no real limit on genre or what type of game, but we thought, hey, why not a game that's basically just a virtual war game, right? So what am I going to be doing on here? Well, I plan to start a little mini campaign for you guys where I do the impossible. Well, maybe not the impossible, but what was never done in history, which was Napoleon had a plan to invade the UK, as many of you probably know, invade Great Britain. And that never came to fruition for a variety of reasons, and probably wasn't too realistic in the first place. But I am going to try to do that as France, as Napoleon, in this campaign. Now, a few things to note. If you haven't played this game before, then I'm going to try to walk through as much of it as I can without being overbearing. And if you have played this game before, you might notice a few differences from vanilla gameplay. I'm running the DarthMod mod pack, the Epic Edition it's called, which is the biggest, most grandiose version of it. It's got new textures, new units, new unit models, new smoke effects, new music, which unfortunately I'll have to add my own music due to the fear of being copyright struck. And all sorts of fun stuff like being able to have 40 units per army as opposed to 20, where in the normal game you can only have 20 units, you can have 40, so it's doubled. And the unit sizes are doubled. But with all that said, there's no better way to demonstrate all that than jumping straight into it. So here we are on our beautiful map of Europe. This game pretty much focuses exclusively on Europe since we are talking about the Napoleonic Wars after all. So this is as far as I can zoom out, but as you can see, we've got Russia over here in the east, the Austrians with this gold color in the middle, Prussia, the Ottomans, the sick man of Europe, and then some Italian states. They weren't quite unified at that point, Spain, and our target, Britain. So I will be playing as the French. I've got all this territory here. I'm gonna try my best not to show too much boring or redundant gameplay. A lot of this campaign is just managing stuff on this map, but I also want you guys to know what's going on. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So since I am going to be invading Britain here, I am going to ignore the affairs of everything else going on in Europe. So firstly, let's get some diplomacy out of the way and see what we can do in regards to that. So let's go to the diplomacy tab here and see what's going on. So we are currently at war with Austria, Russia, the United Kingdom, Kingdom of Naples, Sicily, and Sweden. So my goal right now is to try and end as many of these wars as I can. And open up as many trade agreements as I can. So let's see if Prussia will trade with us. They did, good. Ottomans. They like trading too. Portugal. Everybody wants to trade with us. I find that kind of strange, honestly. Let me talk to you. Well, so far, everybody we have asked has traded with us, which is kind of unusual. Alright, everybody we could open a route with has decided to trade with us, so that should get a lot of money coming in. Now, let's see what we can do about ending these active conflicts. Okay, so let's see what we have to do to get Austria to quit fighting us. And I have an idea. We have some exclaves in this area, and some territories that are a little closer to them. that we might be able to give them in exchange for them to leave us alone. Maybe. What would Austria want? Let's just flat out request peace. They don't like that. Okay. Let's look at regions we could potentially give you. We may be able to give them Hanover. You know what? Let's look and see how much money Hanover actually makes us before we make that decision. It's kind of an exclave. 1,400. Let's compare that to Paris. Oh, there's no comparison there. 1,500. 1,700. Okay, so Hanover doesn't make that much money. And my army is kind of stuck there because I probably don't have permission to move through much of this area. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer Austria Hanover in exchange for not fighting me. Okay. Let's see if they take it. Alright, so that got us peace with them. Very good. And our army has left there. Let's see what else we can do to get a trade agreement with them, maybe? A monarch to discuss a proposal. So they want me to pay them a little bit of money for that. That's fine. We're trading with them now. Let's see if we can get the Russians to relent as well. Stop fighting us, please. And they don't like that either. So is there anything we can give them? I could... I don't know why I would want them so close to my borders, but I could just give the Russians Alsace-Lorraine. It caused an absolute storm in the middle of Europe. I don't know that I can give the Russians anything, but they are quite a ways away. And they would have to go through all of this mess to get to me. So I guess if they get there, more power to them. Now, let's see about the minor nations we are at war with, which are Naples, which is down here. I don't see them as too much of a threat. Sicily doesn't really seem like a threat to me. Shout out to Salvo. His ancestors are hanging out there. And then Sweden could be a problem. Let's see if they'll be peaceful with me. No. Okay. Well, we got the major one on our doorstep taken care of, which is Austria. So I feel a little more empowered to do what I'm about to do, which is get rid of all of the military units in all of my settlements, because it is going to be a pain to move them around to where I need them in order to invade the UK. So I'm just going to make sure all my generals... Oh, hey, there's Napoleon. Kind of stay put, but get rid of most of the rest of the troops. We might be able to use all of them. Get rid of all the redundant ones, like probably these guys hanging out here. Okay. There's quite a few troops there. So I guess now what I'm going to do is, I think the first order of business is to take out Gibraltar, because then I don't have to worry about them resupplying there or launching any sort of counter assault. So I don't think they're going to try to come across the channel, at least at this point. So I'm going to move all of my men down to probably Marseille and just build up my navy here in the Mediterranean and see what we can do. So let me move my fleet around to... I don't have any trade ships, so that wouldn't be any good. So let me just take them to the dock in Marseille. I'm also not French, nor do I speak French, so I'm probably going to butcher most of these names and words. I think I've said Marseille right, but it may get bad. So, let's gather my forces into one area, which would be down here outside of Marseille. You guys can rendezvous there. And join that army as well, Napoleon. Can't quite make it. Then we will combine these two armies and begin their march in that direction as well. Now, final thing to do turn 1 here. We've got the diplomacy taken care of. We've got our troops marching around. Get rid of a few more guys there. We need to invest in some infrastructure. So the first thing I'm going to do is build a dockyard, which will allow me to build some more ships. So let's build a dockyard there in Marseille and then in Corsica. Bueno. And then I'm going to start building up economic buildings within my provinces. Probably don't need a supply warehouse. We build a dock there and build some ships also, but we've got 2 for now, so just build some farms, upgrade our farms that are existing. What province is that for? Paris? No, that's Normandy. So in Paris, let's build a manufactory. And that about puts us out of money. So let's send our gentleman here, our researcher, to where the university is to get some research going. And let us research. +5 to movement range. That's probably a good thing to have, some logistics. Let's go ahead and get some logistics going. Do we have another school anywhere? I don't think so. We could build a college. Maybe that's something we could build next turn. Or start building. Let's make sure we don't have any agents not doing anything. We've got that gentleman there. And this guy hanging out here. Let's go ahead and send him to Liège, where we're going to build that college. Then we've got one spy just kind of hanging out over here. We could maybe send him over to Austria just to kind of make sure they're not up to anything. Yeah, it seems like a good idea. Then take this little navy here, which does contain not a trade ship. There's some smaller ships. Take them. Make them meet up with the main body. And that should be good to go for turn 1. Alright, we're in late January 1805 now. Looks like the path of my units was blocked a little bit, I guess. Moving here? Not sure. But let's go ahead and continue to consolidate our forces. Our great invasion force, destined for Gibraltar. Send them down that way. I think they'll all be able to fit into one army, which is very good. Yes, they will. Lots of generals in there. It's probably not a good idea to have all my generals in one army, but they all need experience, I guess. They will level up that way. So, we talked about building this college here. Let's get started on that, and then just continue to invest in local infrastructure like land clearances, stud farms, any mining or logging we might have, like this place is an iron mine. And these things, just for reference, if you haven't played the game before, will give us things like just less cost to recruiting stuff, I guess, because the metal's more available, and then also like region wealth, which is calculated by, that's a gunsmith. Let's go to an actual city. It's calculated by various things, but you can see what kind of income a city is generating there, and then what's influencing the happiness of its population, you know, growth in certain items, like trade items. And then you can also take a look at the economy somewhere. I've got to remember where it is in this game. Government, trade, so you can see all your trade, getting a lot of trade income, what things are worth on the world markets, and then what your actual statement is every month, I guess, so to say, your projected income, your expenses, what you're spending it on. So every little thing, to keep it simple, will contribute to, that we build will contribute to our, you know, income every month. Build some wineries. Lumber mill. And we can eventually start building better ministry buildings like this magistrate here, which will increase the amount of tax we get, I guess, because they're more efficient at taxing the region. I'll build one there, and we don't have enough for one there. Don't need a barracks. Now next turn we'll be building some roads to make our guys move around more quickly, but it looks like we're kind of done there for turn 2. So let's move on to February of 1805. So it is now early February. Things are going smoothly so far. And let's build a few more infrastructure items like magistrates and roads. So probably maybe focus here, since that's where our guys are. Well, invasion of Gibraltar is going to be a one-time ordeal. So maybe we don't have to worry about those roads too much.
Monsieur. À gauche, marchez.
Is that really 40 units? Do I have too many of one kind? What's going on? Oh, there's only 2 slots left. I see. Let's get rid of some of these generals. Gotta have Field Marshal Ney with Napoleon, of course.
Autre chose? Votre humble serviteur.
Okay, that should not be 40. You should let me move these guys over.
Oui?
We have a lot of artillery, probably more than we're going to use, so actually...
Préparez-vous! Marchez! À gauche! Prêt à recevoir vos ordres? Monsieur!
No, it won't let me transfer units anymore.
Oui, monsieur! Prêt! Homme!
Alright, we will trade those guys, and we will send our generals back up to Pelly. Let's see. Let's build roads in all of our northern territories here. for when we're recruiting. Make moving our men around much easier. Actually, be a good idea to do it everywhere because it does give us more money, so why not? Alright, so we're building basic roads in all of our territories, following the footsteps of the Romans that Napoleon so desperately wanted to emulate. Everything appears to be going well. Still waiting on that school. Let's check on our dockyards. 2 turns on those. We can build a magistrate in Corsica. Let's just tax everybody. Alright. Moving on to late February 1805. So Spain has a proposition for me. They want me to join the war against Austria for 3,000, I guess these are francs? No. I don't think I will. Sorry about it, Spain. Enemy raid on Antwerp. So the British are raiding my dock. That's interesting. That's gonna cut into my funds probably. Now I can keep them out of there if I send some infantry into there, so I'm just gonna build like a militia unit, I guess. Send it into there next turn. Don't think I'm missing anything. I build a... Oh no, we need public schooling to build a court of justice. A drill school. Takes mass mobilization, which... in order to get that, we have to have a national census. Which we have to have national debt for, so... gotta wait till that other school gets built so we can get onto that research. Alrighty. You are not full. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah.
Monsieur? À gauche!
Oh, they just didn't have enough movement. Oh, okay. That explains it. Alright. So, let's put Murat in there as well. And our other 3 generals can go up to Paris. So they're just going to kind of hang out there until the navy is ready. And you know what? I might be able to get to Gibraltar without too many issues. You know what? Let's try it. So let's take our navy out here. Load our army up onto it. See if we can get these boys over to Gibraltar. We've got enough movement for it. But for some reason...
Oui, Captain.
Okay, there we go. Gotta find a suitable place to land in. There we go. Oh no. There are no troops in Gibraltar. We've brought this whole army. Oh boy. Well, next turn we are going to attack them and see what happens. I have a feeling this might be a very lopsided battle. Roads are still cooking. Everything is looking pretty good right now. Let's build a great arsenal in Paris, why not? Or we could build this national wonder, which gives us plus 5% movement range. Might just go ahead and save up for that, honestly. Works for me. One more turn on that college. Cool. Alright, moving on to March of 1805 and what will be the Battle of Gibraltar in March. Well, the Austrians have cancelled my trade agreement, so that's not very cool of them. That usually signals when a nation's getting ready to start up another conflict with you. Now, somehow, I have gained Bavaria as a territory, and I don't remember seeing any explanation of why. That wasn't always my territory, was it? Okay. Well, I guess I'll start building it up. Maybe leave a few militia in there because it could very well be attacked. See if Austria will trade with me again. Oh, they have declared war on me. Okay. The objective of this is definitely to attack here. And I said I would ignore everything else. But Bavaria does give me quite a bit of money, so I might have to focus on defending it just a little bit. But, we will cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess. But, what we have been waiting for is now on the horizon. Gibraltar, get ready to feel the wrath of Napoleon's Grand Army. Oh, this is gonna be sad. Oh, wow. They've got 3 units of militia, foot militia, so the 16th Regiment of British Line Infantry, and then the 88th Foots. And then Alexander Abercrombie, who is the general there. He's got a pretty good rating. And then, of course, my whole army here. So, let's, we can't demand a surrender for them, so in typical British fashion, they're gonna make us fight them. So I guess we do that. Alright, so we are at the deployment screen, and this game runs flawlessly, except that this mod kind of stretches the engine it's running on to its limits. I think it's natively a 32-bit engine, so if you see some stuttering, I don't really think it's my PC, I think it's just the game kind of having a hard time processing everything. But look how beautiful the 3rd Grenadier Regiment looks here. The unit models in this mod are absolutely amazing. More Grenadiers. Let's look at a normal foot regiment down here. Absolutely stunning models. I wish I could paint that well. Then let's look at some Voltigeurs. Skirmishers here. Wow, those green arm coifs? Tassels? What are those things called? Those things look awesome. Can't think of the word. Let me know what those are called in the comments. I can't think of them. But with how few units the enemy actually possesses, I'm thinking it would kind of probably result in more friendly casualties from friendly fire than anything if I march all my guys in there. So what I'm probably gonna do is, they've got those buildings for cover. I'm probably gonna get all of my artillery here in one place. All of my cavalry. So we've got my lancers and chasseurs à cheval. Then my glitched out general staff that's not who they're supposed to be. Let's see if I can spot Napoleon in his unit. So this is his unit. Do they not have a custom model for Napoleon? Is that supposed to be him? Oh, there he is. There's Napoleon looking spiffy with his gray coat there. Well done, sir. Let's just put all 3 generals behind the artillery. They don't have any, so I don't think they're gonna snipe me. And then get my Voltigeurs. Whoa. Put them there. And then everybody else can kind of just chill. I don't think it's necessary to get them involved. I may bring... We've got the old guard. We'll bring 2 units of the old guard. Just in case things get hairy. Let's take a look at the old guard. So cool looking. With that beautiful flag. The Emperor Napoleon Regiment Infantry. So cool. Okay. So, let's begin the battle. I think I've been saying so too much. I mean, you guys let me know. But, it certainly feels like I have. So let's actually put these guys into light infantry mode, which will spread them out some. Cool little yellow plumes on their hats. So let's put you into light infantry mode. Have you advance. Then the chasseurs that I forgot to put in a central location can rendezvous over here. And then all of this artillery looks like they're gonna hang out over there. Can maybe come up behind this wall and use it as cover, potentially. And then our cavalry can come kind of maybe go hang out with them. Our generals can kind of chill back here. So everything's just going to kind of move on over there now. Some chasseurs. And our skirmishers. So let's forward time a little bit until everybody gets in formation and check out what the British are doing over here. Looks like they're lining up, using the buildings as cover. I can't even imagine what's running through these guys' heads as they see that massive horde in the distance. Check these guys out. Very beautiful red uniforms. Some guys coughing in the background there. Must be very sick from a lack of supplies. They're in rifle range. I don't think they are. These guys have rifles. That is the extent of the rifle's range. I think you're a little mistaken, sir. Alright, so let's get these guys into this area here. And then get our chasseurs, which have... No, those are not them. They're still working on it. What are these guys doing over here? Must have forgot to click them. Well, you know what? Let's not waste an opportunity. Let's move up there entirely unsupported on this ridge line and see what we can do. So again, I'm just going to kind of speed up time here while everybody's moving into position. Normally this phase wouldn't be so painful because both armies would be shifting around and there'd be mass movements, but with how lopsided this battle's gonna eventually be once we get to it, kind of annoying having to wait. So let's go ahead and run these guys before the British have time to realize what I'm doing. I'm going to use this wall over here as cover for my skirmishers, which may work against me, time will tell. And now our chasseurs are all together, so we can actually maybe advance them into this field over here and harass them. Let's go ahead and run those guys. Move our other cavalry over here as well. General can hang out behind here as the cannons get all set up. Which I kind of like the idea of them in this field better, since they're going to let us all go around anyway. I don't know that my artillery's ever going to get to fire with the way I'm currently using them. Just hang out there, cavalry. Oh, not you guys. Not you guys. So it looks like our skirmishes are actually in range right now. Wasn't even paying attention to that. They may get some shots off on us. So let's actually use the wall as cover first. Great. And they are opening up on us now. You guys can actually form up over there. Here I go losing men to my own incompetence already, so let's get my chasseurs in position to harass them. So now they are returning fire at will from behind this wall here. And things are getting kicked off quickly. They've already lost 40 men. That was a horrible bit of mismanagement from me. Now my skirmishers over there are firing. Not sure what the British are doing. They're apparently just as incompetent as me, which is helping my cause. So now my chasseurs will begin to fire. Oh no, 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 the friendly fire. Okay, let's turn off fire at will before we kill too many more of our own guys. Oh wow. Oh, that was horrible. Well, we know their weapons work. All this smoke, and they have charged me. So we're gonna have to retreat those guys. Too late. Let's back up over here since they're getting aggressive. Lost some skirmishers already. Let's see if we can get some shots off. Man, we are just friendly firing each other. Shoot them in the back. Please move. As I said, when you crowd units up in this game, it just results in friendly fire. There's skirmishers back in the fight there. Chasseurs popping off, but taking some casualties in return. Let's put them in skirmish mode here. They should start running if they feel like they need to while in skirmish mode. And maybe this was a horrible idea. These guys were really supposed to be counter horse units, so let's just back them up. Let's just back them up. I think that did more harm than good there. It was me getting overzealous, and they have charged me again. Let's run into that house over there and send a unit of lancers. Go help out. Just my battered men. I'm gonna retreat them all the way behind this wall, I believe. As those skirmishers run into this house for safety.
We have taken the building, sir!
So my artillery is beginning to form up there, so I'm gonna go ahead and have these guys unlimber. Where is Napoleon at? Oh, he's hanging out with these horses over here. That's fine. We'll let him observe the battlefield. So here come my lancers, who are going to go after their general staff, who may be trying to flank me and get to these artillery. Now would be a good use of those chasseurs, so let's send them in, why not? This is not going to be a very good charge because we're having to go over this wall here, but it will at least tie them up. So my artillery is beginning to fire now. Let these guys go ahead and unlimber. I just didn't want them to start unlimbering so they could fire without hitting our own guys. As we've seen, they certainly will. And somehow we have killed their general with this little charge. So we'll let the chasseurs chase them down and move our lancers back out. We suffered a few casualties during that, but nothing too severe. We'll let the chasseurs take care of that. Go ahead and unlimber that artillery. Ah, the cannons are ripping away their general. That may have even been what did it earlier. All these guys can unlimber. Let's get them firing at infantry and get them out of the way. And have our skirmishers go do some more harassing. So it looks like we've chased their general off for good.
Le canon est prêt, monsieur.
Cannons are firing off into their flank, ripping through the unit. I believe in Black Powder they call this an enfilade. I think I'm saying that word correctly, enfilade. Absolutely ripping through the unit. And we never unlimbered these guys either, so let's go ahead and do that. Ripping through the unit with the artillery. Causing mass casualties and potentially panic. Let's go ahead and get our skirmishers firing. That unit is routing for sure. I would be too, in the face of this obliterating cannon fire. Now we've got this cannon over here firing as well. We'll move up the old guard to help support it. They're not too far away, in case they get any ideas. They are moving away from my other artillery, which the AI is not super smart in this game, vanilla, but this mod makes them a little bit more intelligent, so we're just hitting mostly buildings at this point. I'm just gonna, for fear of complications, turn that fire off. Leave my skirmishers harassing these guys. But these cannons are now firing over here, and I'm gonna send a unit of lancers to come support them. And maybe even bring the chasseurs from the back in to help harass these units over here. Maybe I should have split the artillery. Not sure. Just narrowly missing them there. Let's get some action from the Chasseurs. Maybe cause a rout here with some volley fire. Oh, and I have run them right into stakes. I did not even account for that. Wow. Wow. Let's go ahead and have them fire off a volley. Which has caused a rout. I'm just gonna kind of run them away as they have been severely weakened by my incompetence. Go ahead and resume fire on this other British unit here. Go ahead and get you guys out of there. Maybe go ahead and retreat before they can return a volley. Old Guard making their way up. Lancers may be ready too. If I could time a shot into them and hit them with the Lancers, they'd surely retreat. Let's go ahead and see if we can squeeze off another volley here. They are actually firing at me, so I'm just going to go ahead and back up out of that situation. I haven't hit too many horses, but I'd like to avoid that altogether. Well, they have wisened up and gotten out of the way of my artillery, so let's see if we can let the Old Guard do some work now. Let's continue to have the artillery rip into them. We'll send these Lancers around. Form these up. Our skirmishers are getting very brave. We should probably maybe have them retreat to this town hall building. Now they're moving where my other artillery may be able to see them again. So let's go ahead and toggle fire at will for them. They're being very sly. See if we can get some more cheeky volleys in.
We have taken a building, sir!
There's dead horses there in a line. Took a few men out. Let's get them out of there. Maybe bring these guys forward, shoot them in the back here. I don't know why this artillery is not firing. Got them on fire at will. It says they're firing, I don't see any smoke though. We're gonna fire a volley off into them and then hit them with the Lancers. And they have stakes right in front of them. Maybe not. Maybe not. Continue to harass them in the back there. There go my other artillery. I guess they just didn't have line of sight. My poor skirmishers are losing out over here, so I'm just going to have them retreat and try and save them with these Lancers, maybe. Got them retreating with my chasseurs. If they get past those stakes again, I will charge the Lancers at them. Let's see how our Lancers do over here in the city. Not the ideal place for a charge, but here they come nonetheless. Instantly causing a rout.
Our men are running, sir.
Must be my skirmishers over there. Alright, let's get them out of there now. I think we're safe to charge them. I think the stakes are no longer in front of them, so let's see if we can cause a rout back here with our cavalry. No, there the stakes are, right on them. Let's not do that. The old guard are shooting at something. Not sure what. Let's stop that in case we're hitting our own guys there. Let's just have our artillery absolutely pound this town center building that they took from us. These guys are definitely gone for good. It looks like our chasseurs are out of ammo, so let's go ahead and have them go out with a magnificent charge. See if we can cause a rout here. They're not ready for us. They're moving. And that should do it.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
We're still bombarding this building over here, and there's no more occupants. Yes, that did in fact cause a retreat, so let's go ahead and back them up and finish these guys off with our parked lancers here. We'll just continue to bombard that building, why not? Let's stick a few cannons on these guys. As our other lancers. No, these are the horse guards, the grenadiers. Charging in valiantly, bravely. Surely they will prevail. Although this is an absolute nightmare to charge into as a cavalry. And they are now actually coming for our artillery, so let's switch to some grape shot for them, since that's the game they would like to play there. Then these guys can continue to shoot at them. And our horse guards are chipping away at them, but not with any efficiency, so let's go ahead and send in
We have taken the building, sir.
some other chevaliers. And there go the grape shot ripping through them, causing a rout. Losing some more horses there. And again, this is not a good place for this, but our other units are nowhere near this section of fighting. The British are fighting valiantly, as much as I hate to admit it. And I think this ought to break them, please. The Lancers have lost their momentum. Let's move them through here. And hit them with another Grenadier charge. Nope, you know what? Let's back up this way. As the beleaguered British slowly continue to fight. And the 88th foot finally falls. That was very impressive. They survived multiple charges of cavalry. And the cannons rout off the 16th Regiment, decimating them. We only lost 500 men. And they lost their entire force of 2,268. I would say that was a pretty healthy victory for us. Some units gaining a lot of experience. Now what's interesting though, is they've only killed 383 of our guys. And we lost 501, which means the rest was to friendly fire of various amounts. But Gibraltar is now ours, and we will peacefully occupy it. And move our navy here to relative safety. Construct a dockyard. Repair the government buildings of the city. Build a road, let our guys heal up in Gibraltar. And that will conclude episode 1 of our British invasion campaign. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, please leave them down below. As always, I would love to know what I could do better or differently. And with that said, let me know how you're enjoying it so far. Maybe you've been painting while we've been playing it. Maybe you've been watching it intently. Regardless, it was a good time, and I will be doing some more episodes. So I will see you guys on the next one.